A week of dog walks, day 1. This is really weird. It's a foggy morning and voices are carrying across the distance, so I can't see where some of the voices are coming from. To make it even weirder, I'm on these fields every single day, and I know everyone. And today I've met about 10, 12 people, don't know any of them. It's like I've crossed over into a parallel dimension. I am still me, aren't I? I'm not going to meet me. Day 2. Oh, despite moaning, you know the story by now. Helicopters and me. Difficult relationship. I mean, don't get me wrong, I actually really like helicopters. I really do. I mean, I'm fascinated by them. I grew up in Penzance. Until I was about 10, 11 years old, I was in Penzance, and I used to see the Isles of Scilly helicopter flying out regularly from Penzance, plus of course the rescue helicopters that went out from RNS Colrose over in nearby Helston. And then we moved to Helston, and there were always Gazelles and Sea Kings and Wessex helicopters flying out of there with the occasional Puma, and a big throw when a big double rotor Chinook flew over. I mean, that noise, I love the noise of a Chinook. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where are all the electric helicopters? You know, we're concentrating on making all these electric cars, which are, you know, these silent killers that you step out in front of all the time, you don't hear them coming. But where are all the silent helicopters? I mean, oh, another one just coming. Drones, they're electric, and they're quite quiet, aren't they? All you ever hear is that's like, and most helicopters are short haul things. You don't get many helicopters doing very long haul trips, do you? Because they've only got a limited fuel tank. Surely a battery is going to be equitable to the size of a helicopter fuel tank, and it can't be that difficult to scale up a drone to be a helicopter. Come on, developers, electric helicopters, make my days nicer. Day 3. Well, in sharp contrast to the nice weather we had at the beginning of the week, it's wet, it's rainy, and it's cold. The temperature's dropped a little bit, so I'm not staying out very long today. We've done a very quick walk around a couple of fields, and I'm heading home. But that's all right, because I'm going into London tonight. I'm going to go to an event hosted by Stone Club. I'm going to watch a series of esoteric talks and drink some beer with my friends. Day 4. Well, we managed to miss the snow, which is good, and temperatures have actually stayed up around 9-10 degrees, but we have had a lot of rain instead. And you can see here, I mean, I've never seen this area flooded before, but it's not looking great, is it? All the paths, everything's flooded here. Good Lord. I mean, don't get me wrong, in the grand scheme of things, the amount of water we got in the fields here is nothing compared to some poor sods that have actually lost their houses and heaven forbid their lives, but we tend to get it a little bit milder down here in the south than they do up in the north. You know, up to the north of England and up into Scotland, but it's still pretty dire. Starting to see the lords and ladies, or arum lilies, or cuckoo pint, whatever you want to call it. It's got lots of names. Starting to come up with these very distinctive bunny-eared leaves, and deadly poisonous, but quite pretty because it puts up a nice big white flower, which is a kind of fly trap. It's really interesting. I'll show you more as the season goes on, and then later develop into bright red berries. Also toxic. There's no part of the plant that's any good to human at all, but they do look pretty. This is the glorious thing about the spring, of course. You've got all this sign of death and decay, all these old dead leaves, but springing up amongst it all. Look at this, look. There's brand new nettles. There's brand new cuckoo pint, lords and ladies, whatever you want to call it. More nettles here, nettles. There's fresh green grass coming up through. It's just lovely, isn't it? new life. Plenty of rabbit activity though. You can tell it's rabbit, 'cause if it was dog there'd be big claw marks pulled through it, and there isn't. Rabbit's got much smaller feet, or paws. The birds are happy though, aren't they? Listen to them. I love the spring. Of course, there's also other evidence of rabbit activity in the piles of fresh rabbit poo that Harris seems to enjoy so much. He seems to regard them as some kind of organic vegetarian doggy Maltesers. Dogs, eh? Day 5. This is my favourite blackthorn bush for gathering sloes. And if I'd stuck to the ancient tradition of not picking the sloes until after the first frost, after the new year, would have been fairly slim pickings, wouldn't it? Because there is not much left. I mean, the ones, I mean, look at this. There is nothing left here. I mean, I gathered all mine in what? Late October? Early November? I got a big glut of them. It was fantastic. And the sloe gin was delicious. You can go back a few videos if you like and see me making the sloe gin in 3 parts. Oh, here we go again. Bane of my life. How can you enjoy the beautiful tranquil countryside and the lovely sound of the birds when you've got helicopters flying over all the time making that sort of row? Can't do anything about it, so I'll just carry on moaning. I'm that age, I'm allowed to. Bah, humbug! Look at that. It's wonderful, isn't it? Like some sort of weird alien on the end there, wearing a Viking helmet. And you've got all this stuff here that looks like knees and joints, and look at it, it's so sinuous and wrapped around each other. Absolutely beautiful, I love it. There's an even better one along here. The view from this side is spectacular. It's just so twisty and knotted up. Look at it, look. You can sort of go from that tree through there, round there, over there, all those lovely embedded flints, look. Twisty, turny things here, round here. I bet you get these little gaps. Isn't it great, look? And then there's all these ones here, look. It's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. There's a dead old stump here which gets covered in fungus at some times here. Fabulous. Day 6. It's pretty darn miserable today again. So a very short walk. Am I the only one out here? Oh no, there's a guy over there with his dog. But yeah, it's very wet, very miserable. In the immortal words of George Formby, "He turned out shite again." Come on then, let's head home and get out of the rain, shall we? No? You want to stay out here in the rain? Okay, well we'll stay on the path at least, 'cause at least we're avoiding all this mud and the swampiness. Yeah. Day 7. Love the birdsong. Through here is one of my favourite wild garlic spots as well, but again, no signs at all at the moment. No signs at all of any wild garlic, but a quite spectacular display of bracket fungus over here. I think I showed this on a previous video, but look at that. Turkey tails, I think they are. And they go right the way along this log. Aren't they lovely? So that's it for today and for this week. I'll see you in the next video, and if you like what you see here, please subscribe, please like, and I'll see you when I see you. Toodle pip. Oh, and from Harris the Pug as well.